I got asked, what do I think about films that deal with racism? Well, if you actually get to the point of them, they can be very memorable. Um, you want as much authenticity as you can get. You want more actual as you can get. You want as much factual as you can get. Sometimes and not, if you don't get the Disney version and it's all glossed and watered down. But how far will movies go when they talk about a subject matter which can be very divisive, which can, people have different connotations. People talk about the enlightenment, but what do you get out of the film? You know. And what are the results? Does it really even carry any weight if you don't get any results? I say that because there was a movie about Emmett Till and it never got passed as a bill. I see all these so-called presidents coming to the White House, and they always kind of like talk about this and that, but none of them ever touched about Emmett Till, and I wonder why. Hmm. It's just one of those big mysteries that they don't know about or they don't want to talk about. Yeah, it's real. It's a strange situation where that just doesn't really it somehow just kind of gets glossed over. And you got to kind of wonder, why is that? Why is that? Because, it's front and center. But films that deal with it, they're supposed to bring the drama and the intense and everything, but do they do anything about change? You know. I mean, if you're going to have movies that are based on racism in the society, how do you correct it? Now, as I've always said before, and it's happened where I've come out of theaters and somebody white comes up to me and wants to have this deep, introspective type of meeting. But what does it mean? What we say in that 5 or 10 minutes or so, does it translate into something more? Because a lot of it is lip service. Someone can look at you and act like they feel something, but then it's like it comes and it goes. So when we talk about it, we have to be about it. You can't just be in the moment. You can't just be in the event. You have to actually want to live it, want to understand the conditions, want to understand the how do we come to some resolve. So, um, it's very important to have those conversations, but then also to expound on it. How do we get to this point, and why are we where we are? So, it's it has to get to a point where we make sense of everything because we do ourselves a disservice if we don't. So, you know. But I've watched movies, felt a certain way, and it's supposed to, stimulate, challenge your psyche, and then also to, broaden you. So, it's just one of those things that will it or won't it? I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. I don't know. But I just know that we sit there and we wait, but we really don't know where we're going to go with it. So, all we can do is just hope that, it makes some sort of sense, though. But it's kind of crazy when you think about it. And the movies trigger a lot of energy, and they trigger a lot of sometimes resentment and contempt. So, and I watched a lot of those kind of films, and like I said, they have different type of meaning for different people. So it'll be interesting how it all plays out. But let me know what you think though in the comments below. When you see a movie that is based on a movie that is based on racism, how does it set you off one way or the other? And what do you think the end result should be or how it could be? Let me know. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm my one time. Peace.